This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rant. Welcome to the Rob's Rant Show. It is February 4th, 2022, and I'm recording from my studio in Atlanta, Georgia. It's approximately 5:30 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. I want to address this issue of crime in America, and I usually pinpoint it to my hometown, Philadelphia. But of late, Atlanta, Georgia, where I live now, is getting just as bad as Philadelphia regarding the number of homicides we are experiencing almost on a daily basis, and regarding the number of carjackings we're experiencing on a daily basis, regarding the domestic disputes we're experiencing on a daily basis, regarding the number of police officer involved shootings on a daily basis down here in the South. It's getting just as bad, I guess, everywhere all over America. Now, I understand that Joe Biden went to New York City to get involved or be involved in a conference to discuss crime across America and to see if collectively, and I mean collectively in terms of mayors and I guess governors getting together from the states or respective states around the country to come up with some solutions as to how we can resolve this issue of crime. Well, in my opinion, the governor has no clue about how to resolve these issues of crime in America, nor does the governors or the mayors of these respective cities. It's evident. The crime rate is going up. The crime rate is probably the highest it's been in years. And it's not about, our country getting better with the crime rate. It's getting worse. Everybody wants to blame the pandemic and COVID on the crime rate and say that people have been cooped up in the house and people are frustrated with what's going on in this country. And as a result, crime is just getting out of hand. I say that's a bunch of baloney. The reason why the crime rate is getting out of hand is because you got a bunch of young thugs out here, and I'm going to say it, mainly African-American males between the ages of 18 and 25 that are out here doing what they've always done. They hustle. Hustling means selling drugs in the community. And no law enforcement agency wants to talk about that or address it from the narcotics standpoint because it makes it appear as if that agency can't enforce the influx of narcotics in these respective communities. Or is it that they know that there's an influx of drugs in these respective communities and they are just letting it come in so that we can just kill each other off? In a lot of African-American communities, gentrification is king. And as long as we have black people living in certain parts of certain neighborhoods, it's difficult for the gentrifiers to come in and create gentrification. So if they start killing each other off, then they just get pushed aside and that people come in and gentrify the area. And it, boils down to what it always boils down to, economics. Hustling and selling drugs is the number one employer in the black community, and it's always been. These young people don't want to get a job. They can't get a job. They want to make fast money, and so they sell dope. They sell drugs. And community members inside and outside of the community in these respective cities are just as bad as the drug dealers. Because without customers, drug dealers can't sell drugs and they can't make money. And it's crazy that we live in, quote unquote, the greatest country in the world, but for some reason, we can't stop the influx of drugs coming into America and coming into our communities. And it's been like this for 50 years. The so-called war on drugs is a joke. The so-called war on drugs has not stopped the influx of drugs in our communities. And where there's drugs, there are guns. And where there's guns, there's violence. So we have the perfect storm and the perfect formula for violence in our community. Most of the violence that's being perpetrated in our communities are being perpetrated by people who are under the influence of drugs. Yeah, I said it. These people are high. They get high every day. That's all they do is get high and sell dope and fight each other over drug territory because, in their opinions, there's not enough money out there for people either individually or drug crews to make money. So they fight over territory, and a lot of the end result is people getting shot and people getting killed. I always say to people, as goofy as this sounds, if you want to see what's going on out in the hood without really being out there, turn the television on and put on a what I call a hood movie. And when you watch a hood movie, you'll see how these murders and these homicides are being perpetrated because you got people out there making movies that are showing you exactly what's going on. And if you know what's going on, I would think all the brilliant minds that we have in America, we would try to come up with some solutions as to resolve or at least squash down some of the issues. But you know what? They don't want to. America's not interested in stopping crime. America's more interested in making money on top because the crime, again, that's being perpetrated in this country is basically being perpetrated in the black communities. And once again, nobody cares about the black community. The black community has always suffered. The black community has always been a eyesore as far as America is concerned. The black community has always been an issue regarding people trying to come up and have better lives and get better with raising their families and developing positive communities. That's always been an issue, and it continues to be an issue. Oh yeah, we've made some strides, and we've made some come ups, but all in all, we're still in the same situation that we've always been. And America doesn't do a damn thing to try to help that situation out. Oh yeah, we have a black vice president. Oh yeah, we had a black president. But in 2022, we're in the same goddamn situation we was in 1990, in 1980, and 1970. We're in the same situation. And you mean to tell me after all these years, nothing has changed? And there's been a minimal amount of progress? I'm appalled at that. And again, it makes me believe that nobody wants to do anything about it. You know, they try to put window dressing on it and make it look good. They don't want to do a damn thing about it because, again, it's us. And I can almost guarantee you, if these incidents were occurring in other neighborhoods of people who don't look like us, it would be addressed from a different perspective. I'm Rob Bell, and that says, Rob Rant.